Hello, I'm doing a book review, and the book I want to review is Weed Species by Jack Ketchum. Now, Weed Species is a novella by Jack Ketchum, published in 2006. Now, I'm not sure if this novella was originally published as a standalone novel, but I actually have the book as kind of like a bonus novella in this book, Joyride. This is a book I'm currently reading right now, but the story Weed Species actually comes as kind of like a bonus novella at the end of this book. Now, Weed Species is probably one of the most fucked up stories I've ever read in my life, and that's kind of saying something for Jack Ketchum, because Jack Ketchum also wrote the book The Girl Next Door, which was another really disturbing book as well. Now, the plot of Weed Species is it's about this young woman named Shirley whose boyfriend is a serial rapist, but she's actually well aware of this. In fact, she even helps her boyfriend out in what he does. Basically, like, her boyfriend would go out and kidnap young girls and bring them to the house blindfolded, and he would rape them, and she would actually videotape it and even rape these girls as well. You know, so basically the two main characters of the book are like, you know, Shirley and her boyfriend are two despicable human beings, so it's basically a book where you really don't have anybody to root for, because the main characters of the book are just disgusting human beings, you know. But really, the story, it's really a story about how fucked up people could be to each other, you know, like, and this is not a story for everybody. Like, this is a very disturbing story. As I said before, this is one of the most fucked up stories I've ever read in my life, but believe it or not, there is kind of a social commentary in this story, because, like, there's one particular scene in the book where Shirley's watching some program on, I think it's like National Geographic, about certain animal species that mankind has driven to extinction, and it might seem like that has nothing to do with the overall story, but in a way it kind of does, because I feel like the story has kind of a commentary on how fucked up humans can be, you know, and of course maybe I'm just reaching way too deep into it, but, you know, once again, it's a very disturbing story, and it's definitely not for everybody, but I will say I liked the story, but, you know, I can completely understand if you don't like this story. Like, if this story doesn't sound like it's up your alley, I wouldn't recommend it. But if it does sound like it's up your alley, then check it out, I guess, you know. But once again, it's a very disturbing novella. And I'm not even sure if you would really call it a novella, because the story itself is only like 40 or 50 pages long, you know, so it's really more of a short story than a novella, but I'm calling it a novella simply because the book Joyride here says that it's like a bonus novella, so I'm calling it a novella, even though most people would probably consider it to be a short story. But I read through this book in literally a night, and, you know, and it is a very fast-paced story, but just because it's fast-paced doesn't mean it's a light read. You know, once again, the story's definitely not going to be for everybody, but, yeah, that's my review on Weed Species by Jack Ketchum. If it sounds like it's up your alley, then check it out, but if it doesn't sound like it's up your alley, then I would recommend staying away. But yeah, that's my review, and bye.